Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? That's the shit. That's when you know you finna whoop ass. I was a kid doing splits in my mama's living room. You couldn't tell me I wasn't Johnny Cage. Anytime it started thundering and lightning outside, I ran outside and held my arms in the air. You couldn't tell me I was ready. Whenever it was 20 degrees outside, I ran the back door and wrap a scarf around my head like a mask. And I go outside and start doing karate moves. You couldn't tell me I wasn't Sub-Zero. Anytime my mama made me put on yellow, I tell a random kid, get over here. I used to have these black baggy sweatpants, and I used to sneak and put on my mama house shoes. And I act like I was Liu Kang. This is a classic here. I was a fucking kid, and that select screen made me want to fight. That shit took over, bro. One of the best, not the best, but one of the best select screens of all time. Right there. Now, this one right here, it was actually more refreshing. I won't lie, you know. About a year or two had passed, and then I think it was like a year and a half had passed, and this came out. But this select screen was more refreshing. It didn't really make you want to, like, it was amped and nothing. Like, nah, it was just like, oh man, look, like everybody looks more refined, you know. It just had a more crispier, cleaner look to it, you know. And it was Mortal Kombat 2. It was like, you know, oh man, I know Mortal Kombat out. It was just refreshing. That's all I can genuinely tell you how my experience was when I first seen the select screen of Mortal Kombat 2. It was just very refreshing. But I will say this, that motherfucker Baraka gave me nightmares. You hear me? That motherfucker was ugly. Like, you couldn't tip. I didn't know what the fuck that was. But I'm serious when I say that. That fucking creature gave me nightmares. Now, my favorite character besides Reptile was number 1. But I did find curiosity in Kung Lao. He looked very mysterious in Mortal Kombat 2. I liked him in Mortal Kombat 2, but I liked him even more in Mortal Kombat 3. Moving on. Kung Lao was the apple of my eye in this game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My favorite character, and I'm just talking about not fighting wise, just looks, was Kung Lao. Kung Lao looked so badass in this motherfucking game to me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody looked at more realistic. It just looked at more gritty, more real. It started getting more trill life, man. I ain't gonna lie. But the select screen just wasn't big enough for me though. I did. Even as a kid, I saw that shit. I was like, man, what the hell is this? You know, it didn't really have nobody. You know, so yeah, that kind of threw me off. Now when I saw Shiva, I was like, ooh, a Shogun. Like we could actually play with one. Man, that whole trash. I ain't learned how to play with Shiva till Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I'ma just keep it gangster. So Mortal Kombat 3, she was dead to me. I ain't give 2 shits about that goddamn woman. Now, Striker looked at like Striker looked like the cameraman. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Striker looks like a cameraman. He like a guy who was like backstage and they just threw a hat on him and said, hey, real quick, hey, let's take this picture real quick. We just need an extra character. Like, he did not fit. I clicked on him. I instantly, as a kid, I never forget that shit. I instantly started laughing. I said, what Mortal Kombat doing? They tripping, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? He like an extra staff member or something. Like, I would have never thought he was a cop or nothing like that. You know, I'm young, so just forgive me at the time. You know, Shang Tsung looking like something from Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know what the fuck Cabal was. He just looked like an oddity, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did, man. I was like, what's up with this roster, man? Didn't nobody look cool in Mortal Kombat 3 to me, honestly, in the select screen, except for Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and the robots and Sub-Zero. I ain't gonna lie, Sub-Zero, that was a new look for Sub. I was kind of digging it, though. I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. But yeah, man, we're finna go ahead and move on before I crash out on the rest of this goddamn roster. Now, this shit was goofy. I'm sorry. I was never a fan of MK4. I never was. I never will. I'm still not. Did not favor this game one fucking bit. Everybody looked at strange. It didn't feel like Mortal Kombat to me. Who the fuck is Shinnok? That's how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what they do to my boy Reptile? Reptile looked like something from Dragon Tales now. You know, I wasn't feeling it, man. You know, and then they came out with Gold. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. They threw Baraka and Kung Lao up there with the robot. It did feel a little better. I did like Gold a little better. But overall, I didn't care. I didn't give 2 shits about Fujin. Kai was irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? The only person who kind of tickled my fancy was Reiko. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was curious about Reiko. But other than that, shit, fuck this game. Moving on. Now here we go. One of the fucking hardest select screens in the fucking series, besides back from MK1 1992. This shit, man, you hear that? Y'all hear that? I'm a whole teenager. I'm serious, boy. I was in that bitch two-stepping when I heard this. When I first heard this. Two-stepping. Side to side. I'm jigging like a motherfucker when this game come on. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Mortal Kombat. I don't know. It was back. It was back, man. And this shit looked dark. You know, I was blowed too, you know. Liu Kang died, you know, man. Deadly Alliance, man. They did that. They did that shit when they brought this shit back. They brought it back, baby. Look at everybody. Like this shit, it looks dark and kind of gritty. Everybody look like they ain't come to fucking play. Liu Kang dead. Shit. Look at Kung Lao. Look at them niggas. Look at Sub-Zero. Everybody ready to kill right this motherfucker. Oh no, you didn't. They done took my boy. You know what I'm saying? But man, that music, man, yeah. MK Deadly Alliance was the truth. I fucked with it all the way through 100. Didn't care for it. Didn't care for it at all. We ain't even finna sit here and waste too much time on this one. Deception, the game was solid, man. I love Deception, man. Conquest mode couldn't get any better. That was the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a few characters was pretty interesting. You know, I did find interest in Hotaru. You know, Zombie Liu Kang was just weird, but you know it was different. You know, I didn't care for Deception. The select screen anyway. The game itself, I loved it, but the select screen could have did without it. Next, now this was something, man. I felt like a real fat kid with diabetes standing in the middle of the motherfucking candy store. I did. It took me back to Trilogy. It took me back to Trilogy, man. I fell in love with this goddamn select screen. Armageddon, man. I was too fucking hyped. But then when I went down and I started playing with the big bosses and shit, it snapped me back to reality. When I did a few fatalities, it snapped me back to reality. I said I knew it was too goddamn good to be true. Man, you gotta do the little create your own fatality shit, and basically everybody's the same. You could try to mix the shit up, but it ain't no different. You know, the big boss people down at the bottom, man, they fight just like the regular motherfuckers. Ain't no extra power hidden, ain't no cheating for real. They got meat on here. I was like, yeah, I knew it was too good to be true. The only fucking cream of the crop about Armageddon for me was the Conquest mode again. Taven, that shit was pretty. They did that. I liked it. I loved it actually. You know what I'm saying? Motor combat, the little race car, that shit was dope. I fucked with it. The chess combat from actually in Deception. You know, the chess combat, I actually liked that from Deception. I liked that too. But Mortal Kombat on this one, yeah, that shit was dope. That shit was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they did. They knew what they was doing with those modes. The modes was pretty dope and shit like that. But just the fighting with the characters, man, was pretty decent. It wasn't trash at all. It was decent. It's just the fact that I just thought it was going to be more. They didn't have the 3 styles no more, plus the weapons. It was only 2 now, you know. But I guess they had to narrow shit up. I understand. Moving on. Johnny Cage. MK9? I don't know what the hell the hype it was about. Jade. I really don't. The select screen was quiet as hell. It really was. The music was not loud enough for me. You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, they had the characters up there. I mean, yeah, the only thing that kind of had me kind of weirded out in a good way actually was Smoke. I love Smoke design. Cyber, Sub-Zero, and Kratos. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I don't care what nobody say. If I'm the first person to say it, I'll say it. Kratos was trash. Like, when I played with Kratos, I thought he was gonna be more. Kratos was trash as fuck. You know what I mean? He really was. Hell, Freddy was way better than him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I didn't realize the hype. I didn't know the hype. The only thing hype to me about MK9 was the story. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I love the story. The gameplay really wasn't much interest to me, but the story was the fucking shit. I give it that. You know what I'm saying? But now moving on next. This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. This game right here. MKX, man, you tripping. I don't want to hear shit. The select screen, man, look, the select screen speaks for itself. Is on its own anyway. But MKX gameplay was top fucking tier. I'm a real advocate for MK11 all day, baby. But I can't lie to you. I still ain't played a Mortal Kombat After X that fitted. MKX shit was so fast and fluid. Shit, you didn't know what the hell was going on. I loved MKX gameplay, bro. And I wish they would bring it back. I had a guy in the comments, one of my videos, man. He said MK11 graphics with MKX gameplay. Top fucking tier. Say it again, bro. Say it for the motherfuckers in the back who can't fucking hear. MK11 graphics with MKX gameplay. Oh my fucking God. No, I don't think nobody else will be able to contend. Hang with them. You know what I'm saying? Not no Tekken, not no Virtual Fighter 5. MK, it's already in the league of its own. So that was kind of disrespectful for me to say. But I think they will be at their primary goal in gameplay physics, man, if they did that. All right, moving on. MK11 select screen was kind of like Mortal Kombat 2 was. Very, very refreshing. Very refreshing. You know, it was dope. You know, it like I said, it was something new, man. They was coming out with, like, they got the Joker, they got Spawn, you know what I'm saying? Shang Tsung back, but they had Tagal playing them, you know. Shao Kahn got brought back. It was refreshing. Yeah, that's basically all I can say with them. It was refreshing. Yeah. Kind of at the end of this video now, man. You know, I think y'all get the idea, but yeah. Yeah, my top ones at the end of the day, man, like I said, was Trilogy. Wasn't nothing topping Trilogy and the very first MK select screen. Those were my two top tiers right there. But all right, man, I'm gone.